Guys, I'm teaming up with my good friend, retired Navy SEAL Jocko, and we're going to do something very special. Jocko started Jocko Fuel after finding out some of the supplements that he was buying for his family were filled with heavy metals and ingredients he wasn't aware of. He wanted a line of supplements and consumables that had all of the good, effective ingredients and none of the bad. So, he made it happen. I got set up with all of the key products, and I want to do the same for you. Jocko Go. They are energy drinks for clean, sustainable energy. Jocko Milk Protein for 30 grams of delicious grass-fed protein, plus a whole line of supplements to support mood, focus, hydration, and more. Jocko Fuel supplements are scientifically formulated and made with ingredients that are clinically tested. They are better for you options with no added sugar or artificial sweeteners and no gray area ingredients or banned substances. It is clean fuel without compromise, and right now you can get 20% off when you use the promo code Chael at JockoFuel.com or just click on the link below. Daniel Cormier has put out that he has a very good idea of what the main event is going to be for UFC 300, but he's not going to say anything because he doesn't want to get in trouble. That's a quote. Ariel Helwani comes over the top of that, this is on social media, and says, oh, just do it. Nothing bad will happen, trust me. Now, if you don't know why that's funny, okay, you're probably what's called a newbie, but Ariel is the biggest reporter in the space. He just won the award. There's not like a debate around that. Won it for the 15th straight time, by the way. But Ariel did have more access at one point, and he had put something out. Golly, and was it about UFC 200? I mean, it was about Lesnar. It was for UFC 200. That's exactly what he did it. And it ended it. Where it's like, hey man, wait a minute, you got some inside information, but we wanted to roll this out ourselves. Always looked at you as a partner, and we want you to pull this. But anyway, they got this weird thing. That's the point. So the point is, when Ariel tells Daniel, just do it, nothing will happen. Like, it's really funny, man. It's really funny. It's almost worth the years of anguish and torment that Ariel sustained just to have that tweet, right? Have you ever found your wallet, and you know how good you feel when you find your wallet, and you feel so good, it was almost worth losing it in the first place. But what does the big bear think he knows? And see, here's the problem. I also think I know. And I was going to go to none other than Daniel Cormier to try and vet out my idea, because it involves Islam and Khabib. My idea is a little bit of a double-pronged. And there's something about the 165-pound belt that just won't go away. Now, how all does that tie in, and where do you go with it? Why do you keep Leon available? Do you have to do 165? Could you just do Leon? Could you bring in Conor versus Leon? Would that solve the problem? Well, it would surprise people, sure. Could you bring in Khabib versus Leon? Yeah, you could. I mean, if you're looking for a wow factor, there's parts where you guys aren't going to feel it. If it's Khabib coming back and everybody loves Khabib, that's not in question, but you're not going to feel it. A lot of that is geographical. And Dana, who looks at geographical numbers, could easily mistake that you guys are going. You know, it's one of those things. Like, there's something there, but it's not. But that doesn't change the fact that the night of business would do absolutely blockbuster numbers. Khabib is back training. Islam is Daniel's teammate. So if I'm anywhere near the right direction, I was going to go to Daniel. Well, before I could go to Daniel, I see this tweet. And I was just trying to tie everything together, right? For Dana to go on Pat McAfee and say that Conor and Chandler will not happen until the best case scenario of the fall, and then further that thought by saying that, because don't forget, he didn't say it's happening in the fall. He didn't say, and Dana will do that. He will do it if he has a date. Let's say Dana has a date September 26th. Make things up. September 26th. If he wants to reveal that in a different way, he would very much throughout history come on somebody like Pat's show and say it's going to happen this fall. You're going to love it. Get back to you. Because there's some really big parts to the announcement. For most of you, you're going, I don't see what the big part is. I sit down and push the same button. I understand that. But for whatever part of the world that fight got put in, if they were going to take that to Miami, it'd be a big thing, and Miami would be thrilled. So there's reasons why you would wait. But it isn't what Dana did. See, the problem is when Dana came in and said, we hope to have it this year. Because when he said it's going to be this fall, I had all the information that I needed. I had the who, what, when, why, and where. I had all the W's in place. But I interpreted that Conor was being scolded. He was being publicly rebuked for the statement he made that he was going to headline June 29th, International Fight Week in 2024. And it was that I hope to have it done this year. If you don't fight Michael Chandler this year, Michael Chandler's retired. If you don't fight Conor McGregor this year, Conor McGregor's retired. He's not. He would have the right to retire. Oh, and by the way, probably going to sue you. And he'd probably be in the right. If you don't fight him at all, you make him unemployed this year for another year in a row. It's probably not going to go very well. But the more I think about it, it's not quite what was said, was it? So that was just specifically Conor versus Chandler. McAfee didn't break it down quite far enough to get us a clear answer. Hey, Dana, is Conor's next fight with Chandler? And I'm only bringing it to, I understand it's a conspiracy. I understand that. But this is how much fun I'm having, guys. I love that I don't know. I love sitting over here trying to guess. There is something going on at heavyweight, the most perennial division. We got a champion that ain't fighting. We got a number one contender that ain't fighting. That has never happened before in the history of the world. I can't imagine it happens again. I don't know how we got here. Now, we've had champions that can't fight. I mean, I'll go back to the great Dominic Cruz. It was 3.5 years. Remember Dominic, guys? He gets the knee done. That's 8 to 10 months. Right when he comes back, the other knee goes, and then when he comes back from that, the original knee went again, or something like that. It was one knee back to the same knee, back to the other. It was a mess. 3.5 years. It was such respect for Dominic. We kept the belt around, didn't move on, waited until he came back. It was one of these deals. So it's not as though we haven't had champions that haven't fought before. That was my point with that. We haven't had a number one contender that didn't have to fight, ever. In fact, we've had number one contenders that have tried to not fight, that have turned fights down and got a lesson of having that opportunity to take it from them. You don't wait. You don't say no to fights. It's a very big deal. It's a tremendously big deal that principle is observed and followed. I mean, you must protect that piece of integrity at all times if you're the decision maker. So there's very good reason why we've never seen it, but we have never seen it. We have seen champions sit. We have never seen a number one contender sit. And not only is he sitting, he's being encouraged to sit. Not only is he being encouraged to sit, it's his, I apologize, it's not even his idea. It's their idea to preserve, to hang on tightly to a match that nobody really wants to see. I'm not trying to be a dick. There's nobody sitting around clamoring to see those two fight. We booked a venue. In fact, it's the world's most famous venue, and advertised that fight on top of the bill and did not sell the venue out. So this isn't Chael being a jerk. This is a reality. Yet for some reason, we're in unparalleled waters of doing something we have simply never done before. And that is to keep a champion, but more importantly, keep a contender on the shelf. So, Tom Aspinall's sitting there. Tom Aspinall sold out 3 venues before. And oddly, there is some real quietness going on around him. Now, Surreal Gone is a very good argument. And Surreal Gone, if you want to just go for a poster, right? I have a hard time putting Surreal over after what he did against Jon. I have a very hard time with that. But if I'm being fair, for what poster and what reveal, what face-off is the biggest you could do right now, there's your match. If I was to be fair with the absolute greatest match you could put together is, it would still involve Surreal. It would just be against Stipe. So there is some moving parts, and when we do find out what the main event of 300 is, we're also going to get some clarity as to why Leon and Blahal got panned. So I would like for Daniel to finish the thought. He was going to be my source. He was going to be who I was going to call anyway. I have a call coming in from Anchorage, Alaska. Should we all answer that together? Because that's for sure a scam of some sort. Somebody is trying. Some IRS agent has obtained a package of mine at the Mexican border that they would love to get to me now for $500 in Amazon gift cards. All right. What's Daniel know? Why does he think he knows? Why was Daniel himself an insider, an absolute insider? Talking about the 165-pound division a minute ago, because see, that's a big fear. If you bring Khabib back and you put him with Conor, why? Why? I can't do it at 155. That's my boy. That's Islam's weight class. And I don't want to come back for nothing. I'm going to come back to do 30-0 and make a whole bunch of money. I don't care about money. My heat with Conor's not all that hot. Now, world title at a weight class that you're going to make at a brand new weight class, see, that's lineage. That's history. That's now champ status. It gives Conor an opportunity to go for champ status. So you take the great marketing that Alex Pierre created of 30 plus 300 equals 3. You take that great marketing, you just give to Conor. 30 could equal 3 at 300, right? You start to see that. Then you got Khabib in the play on numbers. He's got 3-0 at 300. And Damian gave me that, by the way. So credit to Damian, but why does Daniel think he knows something? Why does he think he specifically knows something? If it's not something to do with his inner circle. I don't know. I don't have the answer. If heavyweight and Tom Aspinall is not being considered, see, here's what you guys have to understand in front of everything else. They don't have their main event. They don't have it. That's been the only bluff in this whole situation. So I do believe that Tom is being kept and Tom is being looked at. I do believe that they thought there was some opportunity to do something with Leon and or that weight class. I do believe that. You have to understand when this comes around and announces, I'm not going to be right in both of them. You say, hey, Chael, you were way off about heavyweights, or hey, Chael, you were way off about something from that 170-pound range, something to do with Conor McGregor. You're way, way off. Well, no, I'm not, because they don't have their main event yet. There's a couple of things being looked at, and they're just looking to get those yeses back before they come and make the announcement. That's what I think. And I think Daniel Cormier is right. Even though he didn't make his prediction, even though he didn't guess it, I think I know what he's going to guess. And I think his guess would be right.